Hello folks, I hope you're doing well. We are here starting the day in the greenhouse today, and that's because it's raining and we're hiding out from the rain. That's right, I said it's raining. It's not rained around here for weeks and weeks and weeks, and finally we've had a big downpour, and it's been raining probably for about the last 5 hours. It's about 12 o'clock, about lunchtime, about midday sort of here at the moment, and it's been raining since the early hours of the morning. And it's glorious. Everything is soaked. So everything up at the allotment has had an absolute soaking, which is brilliant because I mean I go up and I water it probably every other day at the moment, and it's great, but I do nowhere near as good a job as the rain does. So it's all had a good soaking, and I've got a bit of time today as well. So you might notice, you might be able to see, you might not be able to see from where the camera is, loads of the little plants from in here have disappeared, and that's because they're now in the car ready to come with me up to the allotment. So we've got the onions, we've got some cucumbers, we've got aubergine, we've got peas, we've got runner beans. I'm going to take the kohlrabi with me in a minute, and we've got some other things, which is good because I want everything planted out here. I want this place empty by the end of the month. So we've only got a couple of weeks left to go, and there's a few things still on the go here. So this is the first tranche of stuff going up, the big planned out. So I'm going to take that. I've got a couple of hours spare this afternoon, which is great. Young Robbie's away to a birthday party and things like that, so I had a lovely couple of hours. Normally I'm up there dead early on a Sunday morning, but taking it a little bit easier today for a change. Anyway, so without further ado, let me get in the car, let's get up there and get stuff planted out.
And unfortunately, this is where my microphone decided to pack in again and go all crackly, so we lost the audio on this part of the video. So you've got a wee voiceover from me just for a minute or two. So I've just set myself up in the polytunnel here. I'm not quite sure why I decided to try and plant out in the polytunnel right in the midday sun. It is absolutely roasting inside there today. It was easily late 30s to mid 40s temperature wise. So on this side of the polytunnel, we've got the halo pot set out, and I've got my good old cardboard ring there to stop the compost from going in the outside sort of trough that the water goes in the halo. I've sort of measured everything out, and what I'm trying for the first time is this, which is mycorrhizal fungi. Now I first saw this mentioned by Audrey, who is also on the Pot Your Mouth Garden Club. Please go and check out Audrey's channel. I'll put a link in the description down below in the video there. Audrey's channel, Real Food Comes Dirty, absolutely fabulous. Please go and see it. And funnily enough, they were also chatting about this on Beech Grove Garden. I think it was on Thursday night. Beech Grove's on, and the guy who's the head gardener there was talking about how the mycorrhizal fungi works. And you put it in the hole where your plant's going to go, and it sort of encourages the roots to go the places roots are meant to go. It finds their way through the soil. They don't bump into each other. It's really, really sort of clever stuff. It's like a sort of network that talks to itself, that stops all the roots from getting tangled up, and apparently get more nutrition and make much stronger, healthier plants. So we're trying this for the very first time. Never tried it before. Never used it in the polytunnel on the other plants that are in there already. So we'll give it a shot and see if it works out all right. And this plant here that you can see now is my very one and only Brad's Atomic Grape. So I think out of all the plants in the polytunnel here, only 4 of the tomato plants are my tomato plants. All the rest of them came from the garden centre, but 4 is better than none. I mean, I planted about, 20 to 30 tomato plants earlier in the year, and I think through a combination of overwatering and fungus gnats, I have lost so many of them. However, we've got a blue cream, I've got a Brad's Atomic Grape, I've got a mystery tomato plant, and a sun gold, all of which are in there that are mine, that are homegrown. All the others, like I say, came from the garden centre, different varieties. So next on the list of things to plant out is kohlrabi. Let me grab one here. And this one here, this is a variety called Cossack F1, and it's a green variety of kohlrabi. It is brilliant. It grows to a very big size. It doesn't go woody, if you leave things like kohlrabi in that too long, it goes woody and chewy and things like that. And this variety is bred not to do that, and it is fantastic. But when I've come to sort this bed out, because I had a few weeds in it, which is fair enough, but the soil's a bit rubbish in it. It's absolutely rock solid down there. So I've given it a bit of a struggle with the little trowel, the little fork there, even to sort of get it worked in a little bit. But if these grow well, you know what, it'll be a bit of a miracle. But you know what,
I don't really have, you know, I said I've got a bit of time today, but a bit of time to get all my jobs done that I had planned. I don't have time for digging this bed over, so we'll give it a little bit of a try anyway. We'll pop it in, right? We've got 4 of these, which I'm being very generous in this size of bed. I mean, one of these pallet collars, I could probably fit another, I don't know, probably at least another 2 or 3 in, I reckon. I think. We'll just pop that in there. You see, it's nice and loose on the top of the soil, but that's where I've been digging it. And the good old blood, fish and bone in the bottom of the hole, mixed in there, of course, so it's not really a big clump of it directly on the bottom of the plant. Let's get that in there. And I mean, I'm quite pleased with these kohlrabis. These have been in the greenhouse and they've been in there for quite a while actually. They probably should have been out a few weeks ago, I think. And we've got the little label there. Let's pop the the ground's so hard the little label didn't even go in. But hey ho, such is life. But it'll be fine. It'll be all right. It'll work out. They'll grow. Nature always finds a way, doesn't it? And anyway, when you obviously put it in a brassica, you need to make sure that you're in nice and firm and hard, just like that. Oh, and it's still very warm. And I've got one of these green nets that you can see behind me there. I'm going to pull that over because even today, and there's one over there, I can see it right now, the old cabbage white butterflies are all over the place at this time of year. So I've just got a net, it just sits loosely over the top on this one, it gets pegged in around the side, and that's just the job for these. We'll give them a water first actually, we'll give them a good watering. Even though it's been raining, we'll give them just a top up of water I think first, and then we'll get on with the next job. So in this little corner of the allotment, we've got some courgettes going out, and again, they're starting to flower, and you can see the leaves are looking very yellowy there, so they're desperate to go. Look at the roots coming out the bottom, man. This is a green courgette, this is a gold courgette. I'd sort of swithered about where to put them because I want them in a really sunny spot, but we've got this big, comfy behemoth over here, and I tell you what, it is alive with bees at the moment. They're buzzing all over it. So me and the bees, we've had a bit of a deal going on that I let them have as much of the flowers on the comfrey as they possibly want, as long as I can take a little bit of it just every now and again. So I think where it's sort of grown over the bed, I'm going to cut back that way. I'm going to leave over there for the bees still to come along, and the comfrey that I cut back over here, we'll get another box of comfrey tea on the go. So dead simple. I'm just going to do exactly what I did with the kohlrabis, to be honest. We're going to dig a wee hole. We're going to chuck some blood, fish and bone in there, and I've only got two courgette plants here. This is the one that'll give us gold courgettes. Look, they're lovely little plants, and 2 courgettes is enough to feed approximately 40 million people with courgettes. I'm guessing a lot of you probably will have grown courgettes at some point, and I'm giving them plenty of space. Like I say, this is one of these pallet collar beds that I've got here, so it's not a bad size, but I'm only going to put the 2 courgettes in there because that is just about the right amount of space. I mean, the green courgette, look, the roots on the bottom of that waiting to go out. We'll pop that in there. And hopefully those bees that are being attracted round these parts by all the flowers on the comfrey here are going to come along and pollinate the courgettes. So that's one of the benefits, one of the reasons why I grow flowers around here. Some lovely white flowers over there, not sure what they are, but they are beautiful. I've got marigolds, I've got zinnias, I've got things to go in all over the place. And again, one of the main reasons for growing those flowers is so when the little bees come along, they're going to come here, they're going to come here, they're going to come here. Everything gets pollinated, we grow loads of fruit and veg. The bees are happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy. Right, so in this area here, we're going to pop some peas in, and I've got some peas in here. Here we are, and we've got some runner beans here as well that are going to go on the other side. But I'll just do the peas. I'll pop the runner beans in. We'll take a look around right at the end. We'll see how everything's looking at it. And it's roasting. The hat's on. The sun's out. It's beautiful. We've already got a row of peas down this side. These are Kelvin and Munda. These ones here, Kelvin and Munda as well. Other side of this frame, I don't know whether the camera can quite pick it up or not. We've got broad beans, aqueduct, Claudia. They're about ready to pick. Some of them are looking lovely, but a little bit different with the peas. Dig a trench, got them in the old deep root trainers, and again, these should have been out a little while ago. I can feel already that some of the tendrils are a little bit tangled, and I wonder if we can just take all 4 out at once and pop them. No, that's just a big old tangled mess. Let's not do that. It was worth a try. It was worth a try to see if it would work. It's not going to work. We'll just pop them in one at a time. Then again, I like to get the peas nice and close. I probably push the limits a little bit as to how close they should be to each other, but don't we all do that with everything? Don't we sort of all push the limits with it? And it really is as easy as that. They're just going to go in there. I'll put a little clip around them whilst they're young to attach them to the string going across the frame there. Backfill the trench. Job done. And you must, one thing to mention, what I remembered to do this time was when I dug the trench on that side, I dug the soil that way, sort of through into the frame, which wasn't ideal when it was time to come and backfill the trench, because all the soil was stuck inside the frame and I was outside the frame. So it was infinitely more difficult than it was. So I've piled the soil up on this side, and that's one of the good things about having these paths made out, the sort of natural wood chip that we get around here, supply of that. So when I'm pushing it back in, backfilling that, if some of that wood chip goes in there, doesn't really matter. Right, let's get a cracking on peas. Get the peas done, we'll get the runner beans done. I'll come back to you and we'll have a wee look around at what we've been doing. Right, almost done. Let me just give you a quick look around at what we've been up to today. So first of all, some onions that I put in. I mentioned them at the start and then I completely forgot about them. I got everything tidied up, then I saw them in the polytunnel and I came up with them in. So I've just squeezed them in here where we've got some space in here next to the potato. The soil was lovely in there because in previous years we've grown potatoes in there and potatoes break up the soil really, really nicely. And it was lovely putting those onions in there. Quick spin around. Here's the peas that we put in. I've only got a half a row here, so I've still got a half a row spare, and what I'm thinking about doing is direct sowing some French beans. So I've got some French beans, pop them in there, direct sow them, see how they get on. Back here we have got the runner beans all the way along here in this nice neat long row. So things aren't looking too bad. A good bit of work done there, you have to bear with us. We're just going to walk down the plot here and you can see everything else that's going on back here, and a spin you around. There you go, we've got the kohlrabis in here. They've just had a drink, so the net looks a bit flat on top of them and they look a bit flat because everything's had a bit of a water in once it's been done. And those plants that I showed you before in the polytunnel, the ones that have got the flowers and the fruits on them, they've all had a good feed today as well. So let's just have a look in here. So all this side of the polytunnel here, from sort of here upwards, are all the ones we've put in today. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomatoes, an aubergine and 2 cucumbers, and the cucumber right at the very end, that variety there, Carmen F1. The leaves, let me walk up, the leaves are looking a bit sad, they're looking a bit soggy. It needed a drink before I brought it up, but everything here has had a good watering. So I'll come back tomorrow or Tuesday and that'll be looking grand. It'll look brilliant because it'll have perked up, it'll take all that moisture on. The leaves are filled up and they'll look good again. Will it look like this cucumber plant down here? Not quite yet, but it will do soon. Anyway, that is me. I think I'm done for today. Yes, I'm going to go home. I'm going to get out of the sun. I'm going to have a cup of tea and a bit of peace and quiet before that long drive tomorrow. Anyway, that's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.